All right, so I'm gonna wander around while April's trying to figure out what what her goals are here at Lowe's. I did watch Eric O from South Main Auto, and I do respect him as a really thorough technician and mechanic. And he deals with a lot of rusty crap and does a lot of kind of the similar stuff that we do too. But he does long form content, which is great. But he also did a video this morning that he was very frustrated with the parts industry. And I've been saying this for a while here. It's like crazy. Like he said the same thing. It's like one shop. Let me get this in the background. One shop actually was working on an older car with a secondary air injection system malfunction, and they put an air injection pump on it. It could have been multiple issues. Who knows? For a PO411 incorrect flow. Sometimes it is a difficult process to diagnose those, but they put an air pump on it, did this, did that, and couldn't figure it out. The customer took it to another shop. They put a SEC valve on it and an vent valve, and the car still had issues, so they gave up, right? And then sometimes I question the same things, like, I know I'm right. I know this is the problem. Is it really just a part? And then you got to question yourself, you question your diagnostics, you question your experience, and you're just like, it's impossible. So that's where the second shop just said, F it, take the parts off, put his old stuff on, ship them, send them to Eric O. Eric O goes through and says, okay, the air pump actually works. The tube's not broke to the SEC valve, confirms that there's no breaks there. Test the current valve, says, yep, the pressure sensor's working accurately, but the valve doesn't open and close, confirms that. Then orders a new one, puts it on the car, the valve opens, and the air pressure sensor is dead in the brand new part from Napa. So he's like, now what? I can't get one OEM anymore because they don't make it. I could get AC Delco, but it's going to take a little while. So what am I going to do? Order 5 different parts from 5 different parts stores and keep putting them on until I get a good one? Yes, that's what I do. It's exactly what I do. And then here's the next kicker of that, is that if they were using aftermarket vent valves, they're asking for even more problems. I seen he had an aftermarket vent valve for that vehicle. I don't even trust aftermarket vent valves for vehicles past to 2000s. It's just crazy that he would even try to put an aftermarket vent valve on that car. But he said, it's pretty simple for his experience on this car. Is like, I know what to look for. I know the quick diagnostics. I know it's a simple 2-wire system for the vent valve. It's power and ground. The SEC valve is not pulse width modulated. Kind of the older generations of diagnostics saying, yes, this should have fixed the car. But the second shop, actually the first shop got bad parts, gave up. The second shop got bad parts and gave up. And then Eric O got that vehicle, got bad parts and didn't give up. So he's right that sometimes it takes us multiple aftermarket parts just to get one that actually works properly. And then he said, in the same breath that I said, is like, all right, well, how long is it going to last? We have a AC Delco high pressure fuel pump for a customer's car that we have to redo that only lasted, I think, a year. It's making good pressure, but the pressure sensor is malfunctioning already. So yeah, he's right. Like, the industry is very frustrating because it's making our job harder. And then we as technicians are losing our credibility, and we're losing our minds, and we're actually losing money at the same time because we're wasting time. We get paid, the clock's ticking. The rent, the taxes, payroll, the insurance, your effing sanity. And, he's been talking about it. I've been talking about it a lot. And it's facts. And we can't always get our hands on OEM parts. But for more and more and more, when I tell Rachel, when she's getting me parts and it's electronics, I want OEM stuff. Delphi, AC Delco, I want it right from the dealer. I don't even care if you find it online and it could be fake. That's why we don't buy stuff online. If online stuff worked, we would use it. And half the time those people online aren't gonna stand behind anything they sell you. So that's why we lean on the parts stores. But we lose money every second that a product or even a customer gets involved in a job and says, hey, wait a second, stop what you're doing. Well, the meter's running, dude. Your car's a part on my lift. Like, this isn't fair to me, but it happens. So yeah, Erico, if you're listening, dude, I know. I know what you're dealing with. You're in the Rust Belt, you know your shit, and you do the same thing we do. We repair wire harnesses. We'll repair frame rails. You know, I don't take the customer from start to finish diagnostics because you really like to do that. My goal isn't to give every YouTuber all the secrets, because then we won't have any work. But guys like you and me, we stand out from the rest of them who won't do frame repairs or wire harness patches and, you know, crazy diags, or even accept cars from other shops that it's been everywhere, you know, and I like those challenges sometimes. At the funeral yesterday, I talked to, on my brother's side, one of their aunts, that they had a Prius that went to another shop in Philadelphia, state inspection, and there's no dummy shops really in Philadelphia for a state inspection center, that you usually have to have a L1 mechanic in your shop. $5,000 ABS unit. They give her car back. The ABS system's a wreck. Been back a couple times. He couldn't figure it out, and then she called me and said, "Hey, you know, I have a problem. Here's what happened." I'm like, "Bring the car over." You know, after going through the diagnostic strategies, the flow path, and my experience, I actually figured out that the pedal position sensor was installed incorrectly, and these units use the pedal position sensor and also a stroke sensor to verify what's going on between driver's pedal and what the ABS system is actually seeing with that. But I did figure it out. So sometimes I do really enjoy those type of diagnostics, but sometimes I don't. I'm like, why am I your last choice? You know, and then I have to deal with the same thing. It's like, oh, what did the last mechanic do? And then, are these parts even any good? Like, Saturday we had a customer say he ordered an air fuel sensor for an Acura from eBay because it was $50, and Rachel said, "You got a fake one." He goes, "We did, but it's OEM." It wasn't OEM. They lied to you in the description. You're not getting an OEM Acura air fuel sensor for $50. The average cost for that, even at the dealership, is $150 to $180. Our local parts stores are about the same. So we already know, based on our experience, if you bought a $40 or $50 sensor that's typically $2, it's fake. You're just chasing your tail trying to fix the car. Now, I don't believe that customer fixed anything Saturday because I had to leave early, but parts, even customers who are buying parts online really don't know they're buying price. They're not buying quality and knowledge, they're just buying a price. And price doesn't fix your car. You know, a guy that I came up through the business with, Ben Schaefer, old guy, who's been around a long time, he would say that all the time, that price doesn't fix your car, knowledge and experience does. And I just had this conversation with a guy that we worked on his truck, and you're right, dude. You're paying for my knowledge and my experience, and he's a plumber. And hi, that's all you're getting?
I don't know.
Go get a cart. I don't want to carry anything around. Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
Correct. 100%. You're paying for knowledge and experience. Not only knowledge of the vehicle and its systems, but the product knowledge of today's shit that's out there. It just legitimately drives you crazy. Like, shelves of products here, and not one works exactly the same. There's probably 10 different glass cleaners and 10 different degreasers. I'm going to tell you, just going to give you an example. Calcium lime and rust. I don't really have too much luck with that. Glass cleaner works well. Of course, original Windex works well. I will tell you that this floor cleaner right here, boom, 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 outperforms almost every floor cleaner I've ever tried. I'm going to say that again. This floor cleaner right here outperforms almost every floor cleaner I've ever tried. Purple Power. And Purple Power is my go-to. So, this is just the world we live in. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone.